Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Whew, I have a big old bottle of essential water. It should definitely get me through this chat. 50 ounces of water in it. Oh my gosh, you guys. I had a long night. I didn't mean for it to be a long night, but it is. I'm just, having general talk while I give like at least a minute or two for people to come into the live chat. Although YouTube, of course, will be recording and pre uploading this. But yeah, I had intended on going to bed early last night, which I did. But my one of my adult children woke me up with their shenanigans in the wee hours. I'm like, as a parent, of course this is going to happen eventually, right? Well, last night was my night for it to happen. And I'm sure at some point today I'm going to have a talk with my adult child and how they need to get their life. Get their life, honey. Because they have all the tools. They were given it. They were given it. And yet they, kind of got in the wilderness here. And the one thing I do have a boundary even with my children, you guys. And I'm very firm about protecting that nowadays, honestly. And this is going to have to be another live chat for us single parents and parents out there who have children who, they go through different phases of this and that. And look, it's all right to protect yourself as well. Because definitely at a certain part of my night, I put my phone on silent, baby. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But moving right along, I hope everybody is all well. And I know, like, for some of you in this community, the topic of this live chat is probably going to even make you feel drained. Like, girl, vetting a man, like, you may not even be in a position to want to be bothered. You could be in a space of like, after all the abuse and all the toxicity, like, I'm good, girl. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But you know what? It's still good to meditate on these things and consider these things moving forward because one day you may shift out of that energy. I mean, if you don't, you don't. That's fine. But this is still just a good video educationally and definitely some areas when vetting a man that you need to know. And maybe you might have this conversation with another young lady that's important in your life, i.e., your daughter, your nieces, your friends, young ladies, and older women. Shoot, I've done coaching sessions on people in their 70s who are experiencing narcissistic abuse for real. So this doesn't have an age limit because, emotional maturity, like I've said from day one, it's not taught in schools. And a lot of times people have to learn as they go unless they, have like a channel like this that's just highlighting the importance of it. Okay. And I'm saying vetting a man here because this is more towards geared towards, yes, when you are vetting a man. But yes, a lot of these areas can also apply to vetting a woman. Yes, yes. But there's going to be some obvious moments down on this list where it's more so when you're vetting someone in a masculine energy as well. It's going to be more prominent for that energy. But yeah, these are general things as well that can go either way for my male followers here. And obviously, it's also going to be really helpful because this channel talks a lot about abuse as well, scoping a person out to make sure, or to try to gauge to your best ability about them not being an abusive person, or them not being a narcissist. Okay. So, with that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump on this list because I do have quite a bit of things to cover here. But if you know the format of my channel, once I get started anyway, I really do get to the point. So, we're going to get through this stuff and it's not going to take all day. If you hop in here at any point, it'll be re recorded anyway. I think you could even rewind back nowadays on the live. So, I don't know. I believe so. All right, these are not in any particular order. I'm going to say that as well because all of them work together, honestly. They all really do work together. But at basically 4 minutes and basically say 5 minutes, we're getting into the topic. All right, if anyone wants to ping that down in there. We when vetting a man, you guys, let's just talk about the obvious. Make sure you're even in that position and ready to be vetting someone yourself. Okay. This video isn't talking about that part of it, but that's just a disclosure. If you make sure that you are in the sound mind, in a healthy space, you know, and you have some type of direction and knowing what you want as well, all of these things are going to, obviously make sure you're good to go. If you're pretty much good to go in these areas as well, that's only fair. Like, why do you want an emotional mature person? You're not even emotional mature. So deal with yourself too first. Get yourself in the best position that you can be in as well when you're presenting yourself to somebody else, right? Hey, Sherry, 48196. Welcome to the live chat, sweetie. All right. So the first thing that I have here on my list is consistency, you guys. Yes, when vetting a man, you got to look for that consistency. Because to me, the consistency is basically talking about the effort and that person's willingness to invest in the relationship. All right. And when I say relationship, this is before you guys even get to commitment. As soon as he starts interacting with you, there's some form of relationship being started there. People like to be so one dimensional with relationships. Look, you have a relationship with the postman. Okay, you might have you're forming all types of relationships, but people just look at relationships as committed relationships. No, they're all relationships. So we're going to be looking at consistency. And when I'm talking about consistency, you guys, this is a part of scoping out someone's patterns and behaviors. You're going to see a running theme here when I go down these lists of items of scoping out someone's patterns and behaviors, generally speaking, and more specifically by what I'm specifically addressing. So when we look at the consistency of vetting this man, we're looking at the consistency he has in his own life without you even being in it yet. And this is how when you're talking and getting to know someone, what is the consistency like on his own? Never mind if you're out looking eventually for someone that's husband material. Can he handle himself yet? The consistency in his life and the responsibilities he has without it even being you or a blended family or a future child and all these other things up off in a possible future. Just look at what he got going on right now. How does he handle the consistency with responsibilities he has? Is he already a father? Does he have, the mother of his children? How does he interact with them? You're going to look at all of it, his life, his responsibilities, and his willingness to invest in you as well. But this is the takeaway from this part of it and why I had to break it down in those ways. A lot of times people just saying, how is this person consistent with me? You know what? How are they consistent with everything? Because usually the pattern of consistency is pretty, um, it's a pattern. The way that he handles that is probably the way he's going to handle this too. So if he's having a hard time of willingness to invest in his own children, come on now. Oh boy, that to me is like I want to throw up. Like, don't you even show your face around this part because I'm going to be the woman to, I may not even want to give them the energy of telling them off. I'll just duly note and then they're going to be blocked and they'll never hear from me. And they can figure it out or not or be on to the next. Or it may be a situation where I'll give them a piece of my mind. And this is the funny thing with me. I'll give people a piece. A lot of time people will give people a piece of their mind and block them. I'm not that. I don't do that. I will tell somebody how I feel boldly and courageously. I'll call them out on their BS. You know, maybe that could even be why God had them cross my path. They know I'm going to at least plant that seed in their head. And you know what happens oftentimes, even if I don't continue to deal with that person, by me not blocking them, a lot of times they end up apologizing to me. It has happened. Like men have come at me in a certain energy, you guys, a disrespectful energy, and I'll call them out on it. I won't block them because I'm not afraid. And then they'll apologize. Now I still won't mess with them, you know, Either I'll acknowledge the apology and say okay, and that'll be the last thing I'll say to them, or I'll just read it and leave it at that. But sometimes you can get respect from people by just keeping it real with them, because there's probably nobody that's calling them out on that level, because people are so thirsty and desperate, you know. They're making excuses, turning a blind eye, minimizing shit, you know. I'm not that person. I'm going to call you out. You can call me out too. I respect honesty. I do. All right. So, yes, we're going to be looking at consistency, ladies. But I guess, I wasn't really talking more towards gay relationships per se. But, if you're vetting a man, hey, I guess you're vetting masculine energy. But yeah, just looking for that consistency. I'm more so talking to the feminine energy here. All right. Number two, you guys, we're going to be looking at the stability, of course, in a man's life. The stability. All right. And of course, we could break it down in those three areas. Like I said, the stability in his own life without adding you in the picture, you know, the stability that he had with the responsibilities and other connections. Because you could be consistent with something and be unstable at the same time, if that makes sense, because they are two different words that mean two different things, but when they work together in a positive light, it just increases the overall, stability of a situation. So is he actually stable in his life or is he consistently unstable? Does that make sense? So in his own life, in his responsibilities, and with others, and then with you. So if he's going broke, just trying to, make himself look more appealing to you, whatever, you out of line, buddy. You're out of line. All right. And when we think about stability, you guys, we can also think of being supportive. To me, that stability is somebody's ability to be supportive in that area. All right. And then obviously the opposite of that is instability. That's a lack of support. All right. Because then if we want to just take it to you and him, if he has instability there, there's a lack of support, because it takes two to get the relationship off the ground. So you have instability. You don't even have what it takes to get it off the ground. You're out of bounds here. Your priorities are not where they need to be, because you're not really in a ready position. All right, so we're looking at the consistency or the effort, the willingness to invest, someone keeping their words. We're looking at their stability. This is their support or lack of support in their area of their own personal domains and responsibilities, and with you. All right, number 3 on my list, you guys, is looking at this person's ability to be independent in life. If you already meeting this person and they have a situation already, yeah, I'm not driving right now. Okay. Okay, you could be not driving right now. That's up to you, ladies, if that's a deal breaker or not. Sometimes people live in New York City and maybe cars aren't that relevant. Can you get to the place? Are you not driving right now and you need me to pick you up and drop you off and be a little Uber driver throughout this whole dating courtship? Why are you not driving? Was your car repossessed? Why? What is going on? You can't financially afford to have transportation. Are you comfortable with always being the driver, ladies? Like, come on. It's just things. How is this person able to be independent? And what we're really looking for the most here is energies of codependency. Codependency. All right. Is this person looking to be mothered? And also in this area of independency, it can reveal controlling behaviors as well. So we're breaking that down into 3 areas. The independence in his own life. Is he self-sufficient? Like, these are just fundamental things here. So you're not able to provide a roof over your own head, or you can't deal with your own, independence here, but yet you want to be seen as husband material or someone that I should even be wasting the time or day with or take it seriously. You know, is this person too codependent on other people who are already in his life? So obviously, when he makes you the girlfriend, fiance, and wife, who you think gonna be taking over those codependent roles? So, and that's how that goes right there. And some people are so engulfed in the codependency that they don't even notice it. But when you're not codependent, you're going to notice it real quick by how their life is structured and how comfortable they may or may not be with trying to enmesh with you right away. It's going to throw you off. It's really going to throw you off. All right. Number 4 here on my list, you guys, is temperament. Oh, yeah. We definitely want to look at temperament because where all these things are looking at a person's patterns and behaviors, we're looking now for patterns of disrespect, baby. Yeah, when we're looking at someone's temperament, we're definitely gauging their patience. When we're looking at someone's temperament, we are gauging their empathy. All right. This can include some type of background check, like um, for anger, for domestic violence. Okay, we're looking for anger management. When it comes to this stuff, we're looking for aggression and violence and arguments. Okay, when we're looking at temperament, we're gauging how a person can take the word no, yes, their temperament if you're not always available. We can add that in the independent category as well. And some of these things are going to run into the others. And you know what I should have said at the beginning of this live chat? Take notes. Like, for real. I've said this in other videos, and I need to probably say this in every video. When you listen to a channel like this, go to the dollar store. You want to go to Five and Below, get you some cute notebooks, like really jot down some things, like take notes on this. Like this is educational. Classes in session, right? Like take notes. It's a good thing to do. You guys, I have notebooks, everything, because I'm a student of life. Someone says one phrase and it just lights me up. Oh, I gotta write that down. Okay, honey. Hold on a minute, you guys. Yeah, so I write down so many things. If I don't put it electronically on my cell phone, because I have a really nice memo pad, most phones come with one defaultly, or I have all types of white, printer papers and notebooks and notepads everywhere. I'm jotting it down. All right. But moving right along here, we're going to be checking a person's temperament. How does this person react under pressure? What is this person's temperament to guns and weapons? You know, do they harbor a lot of resentment inside of them? And another good thing to do here, and this is really smart, gauge the stress levels in this person's life. And how do they handle it? Like, how do they de stress? Like really get to know these things. I really feel like people aren't vetting people enough, like really truly vetting them, which means they're not really getting to know someone. And that definitely comes back to bite somebody a little down the line. All right. The next thing I have here on the list, you guys, is find out someone's direction. And when I'm saying somebody's direction, it's their vision, it's their intentions. It's finding out what's their priorities in life. What are their future plans and goals? What is this person actually seeking at this time? Okay. Direction. And, is that the path that you want to be going in? Is that the pathway that you want to be taking? Number 6, you guys, we definitely want to look at a person's communication skills. Are they always texting? Are they hot and cold? How do they deal with conflict resolution? Is this person a damn liar? Are they defensive? Are they avoidant? Are they verbally abusive? And when you're looking at this person's communication skills, look at how they talk about other people, because right now they're in a honeymoon phase with you and everything's probably pretty okay. They haven't gotten upset or annoyed or frustrated with you. You may not have said no to them yet, but they're going to talk to you about life experiences and how they've interacted with other people. And yeah, you can gauge that. I know once that was a really turn off for me. They were talking about a female that they didn't like, and the way they were so aggressively talking about it. In my mind, I'm like, okay, you're going to do this to me one day. You were able to do it to this female. So you just want to gauge these type of things, you guys. Do they run into a silent treatment? Do they have manners? Shoot, you ever hear a thank you, a please? Like, really take it all in, you guys. Another aspect of this is, are they just all talk and no actions? Like, what are they doing with their communication? They're just telling you this and doing something completely different, or is not in alignment here. Yeah, so definitely communication. Does the communication flow? Does this person understand? Are you using words that are too big for them all the time? Like, you got to feel like you're their kindergarten teacher. Explain everything, break it down. Is communication an uphill battle with this person? Do they mistake you? Like, miscommunication. Are they not willing to have a freaking phone call? Like, that's really remedial. But yeah, what's up with the communication? And a lot of times people may not be good communicators because A, they're not even really single or whatever, or B, they really just don't have good communication skills because they're emotionally immature. So the communication, like, it really is a building block in a relationship. And if you cannot get that right with a person, woo, you are in for an uphill battle. An uphill battle. All right, because you guys are just talking two different languages at that point, even if you're both talking English, okay? So the next thing here, definitely when vetting a man, you want to see this person's leadership abilities. All right, because a leader is someone, this is going to reveal someone that can take accountability, is damn sure going to be someone that's an independent thinker, is going to show you someone that is a planner, someone that is proactive versus procrastination. It's going to give you a chance to be able to know what this person's accomplishments are thus far. So these are all really good things. And who doesn't want a man that can lead? You know, I know we're in 2023. I'm a little bit more old school in a certain way myself. I think men should be leaders. That's just a part to me of a really strong, solid, healthy, masculine energy. A man that can lead. All right. Number 8. I'm going to say this. We're going to gauge this person's emotional maturity. All of these things that priorly said are going to be a part of this, but more specifically, we're just giving emotional maturity and intelligence its own category here. And this is just, learning what intimacy is to them, their thoughts on abuse. Are they a know it all? Are they trying to learn and grow in life? Are they stunted where they are? Shoot, do this person even want to read a book? Like, I know somebody said this to me one time, and it was one of the biggest turnoff. I don't like to read. I was like, what? And I understand, like, and nowadays people want to hear the audio book or this and that. And, that can count on a certain level because they're still getting the words in somehow. But, this person was just against books. I'm like, what the? There's no way. There's no way. And it showed in their communication style. This person that didn't like to read, they were so illiterate, basically. Like, they did not know a lot. They did not know a lot. And I guess why? Your ass don't like to read, okay? And when we're gauging the emotional maturity, we can also look at envy and jealousy here as well to see how this person is with that. But chances are, if they're not doing well or some of the prior things, like the consistency and stable and independence in their own life, that will breed room for them to be envious and jealous of you if you already have conquered, of course, those areas in your own life. Okay. But yeah, emotional maturity is really important. Like, do they know basics of things? Do they even know what emotional maturity is? Like, can they define that? Like, talk to this person, because understanding their mind, that lets you know that this person have done some type of self reflection and have self awareness of themselves and others. Because how can they lead you if they can't see the wolf in sheep clothing, if they don't have some type of street smarts and book smarts and psychology smarts? Like, they got to have some level of these things going on, or else y'all gonna be getting got. Okay, he gonna be buying the magic beans. He gonna be getting played. And you can already tell by how the person leads their own life too. All right. But yes, please, emotional maturity is so important. All right. Number 9 here on my list, you guys, is getting the background on this person. Of course, finding out all this stuff is going to give you pieces of puzzles to the background, but more specifically, what's their relationship with their family, their primary caretakers? Okay, where are they coming from? Because the past oftentimes can predict the future. Like in psychology, we learn how people's minds get wired by like 5 years old. What happened in those periods of that person's life? Or what do they know of what happened? How was their childhood? How was their schooling? You know, the past really can predict future behaviors, and it'll give you insight, whether they even know themselves well enough to know it right now. But because you're emotionally mature, learning this background could tell you why they are consistent or inconsistent, or stable or unstable, or independent or codependent, or why their temperaments, all these things that I already listed. Learning this background is going to actually probably connect the dots for you, but it doesn't mean that you go and become their therapist and all this other stuff. It means that you're taking this intel so that you can properly gauge someone. Because I've said this in other videos, and this is my advice to you all: when you're vetting people, you're not doing it to try to change the empath in you, the caretaker in you, the loving part of you, the part that sees the potential in someone. We're going to put all of that at bay, and we're going to go ahead and look at this person black and white. You're not trying to be anybody's fixer, anybody's healer. You're not taking on any type of projects. I'm just trying to get to know this person to see if it works for me or not. Not for me to be working around, settling, dropping the ball so damn low. Like, no, I'm really just trying to find out, does this person has what it takes for me to want to even give them a drop of my time, like to be even taken considered, to take time away from my busy, productive, already fulfilling, cup overflowing life. Okay. Do I need to bring this energy into it? Baby. All right. Because time is something we cannot get back, and we don't want to waste time. So find out their background, their relationship with opposite sex. How have they gone? What's going, even though I'm not one to really talk a lot about exes, but vaguely, what's going on in these previous relationships? What's the longest relationship they've ever had? And I'm not saying that they can't have a whole bunch of short-term relationships and then have a really long-term one with you, but do they have long-term friends? Are they able to maintain relationships and grow relationships with other people? This background, you just got to ask these questions. And guess what? Literally ask a person, are you married? Even if it should be a given, I like to literally ask this person. And I don't like to, a lot of times I like to ask them face to face, but I might do it twice, get it off in the beginning stage. But I'll ask them. I like to look people in the eyes when I ask them real questions. And that's because I'm intuitive, and I usually can pick up if someone's telling a lie pretty well. I can read energy pretty damn well. And I love having that lift. And if you're that gift, if you are empathic, you probably have that gift as well. Use it. Use it. The vetting stage is where you want to use it. So yeah, I'm home on a Saturday with these kids, and I didn't lock my office door. I simply closed it. But yeah, we want to do these background checks. You guys know who we are dealing with. All right. So the next thing I have here is check for a person's ability to be a provider and their generosity. Like, and this is another way to gauge someone's willingness to invest. Okay, because where a man spends his money, honey, it is important. A lot of toxic masculine energy, they want to downplay this and, oh, you need to wife her if she's not caring nothing about finances, or she's just happy that you gave her $1. Oh Lord, where do they find these people and why do they have an audience? Good, oh my God. But anyway, we definitely want to gauge this. I'm old school. I'm old school. Maybe some of you aren't. I don't know. But, as far as the provider aspect, I believe the man should pay for the dates in the beginning, if not in the majority. That's just me. That's just me. Okay. Some of you be like, well, I'll go to a first date and be Dutch. I can't do it because it's going to emasculate him to me. It's going to turn me off. So I know how my femininity is set up, and I have to feel provided for. I have to feel, his generosity towards me. So to me, masculine energy wants to protect and provide. So if he's trying to lowball me on dates or something, or if it's not something where he's trying to like give me the best treatment, I'm out of there. And let me tell you why. Even more than anything, because I don't treat myself like that. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna put on my expensive makeup and come have a Starbucks coffee with you. That's not, no, we're gonna have, yes, I have people, we go to nice places, and I'm not saying that everything has to be financially expensive, but the way that I'm wired, I really have to have the ambiance. I like a nice ambiance, and I don't allow people to treat me less than I treat myself. So if you're not willing to be at my level or more, like I've met people that were even more refined in a certain way to me, as far as, man, like this person was turning me on to spots that I didn't even know about, and I already know about a really nice spots. They were like so mindful to really create that atmosphere of romance. They were providing that to me, and it was like such a turn on, like, oh my gosh, like I like that, and their willingness to invest in that because it was important for them too. So I really like the provider and the generosity aspect of things. Like I love it when someone brings me beautiful flowers. Like I remember a guy told me, um, he's like, I would never get you flowers from the supermarket. That's not even good enough for you, which is really sweet. But I'm a sidebar. I've seen some really nice flowers at my supermarket. Maybe it's just my supermarket. I don't know. But it was like he put me on this level, and I love that. I love that. And I see someone is trying to spam. I was wondering when this was going to finally happen. I'm just going to block you. I'm not putting people on timeout. They're getting blocked because I don't have time for this. People coming on here spamming our channel. I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, he should be willing to provide. He don't want to spend money. Oh, I just want you to come over my house, or like come sit in a damn car. What the hell type of homeless, bottom broke? I don't know. I have questions, and I have questions to anyone that's just going to accept that. Like, don't, you need to get your self-esteem right. Something's wrong there if that's good enough for you. Because guess what, guys will do what they can get away with. They may be able to offer you more, but if you accept less, that's what they're going to give you. Prime example, years and years ago, me and a girlfriend, we were talking. We realized we had went out on a date with the same guy, but we both had two different experiences. When I was telling her about this guy, she was like, wait a minute. And I showed her a picture, and she was like, oh my God, I went out with him. He took you there and there and there. I was like, yeah. She was like, he's only ever asked me to come over his house. I was like, interesting. he never even went there with me. So there's a few things going on in those type of situations. He's seen a certain quality in me that he may not have seen in her. Not to say that she didn't have those qualities, because this is my girlfriend, but maybe the way that she presented or came off, he felt like he could even do that with me. He may not have felt like I don't even see where I can even make that approach with this person, or he was more attractive and appealed, you know, is one or the other. But they know, they try to lowball. But I didn't, the fact that I guess, uh, yeah, that's an interesting thing. But the point of me bringing this up is to say you set the energy, and if they want to really get to know you, they're going to step up to meet it, or they're already going to be meeting you with that or then some to begin with. All right. A way that I'll test a guy for, you know what, this is actually going to be talked about. Maybe I could jump this one up. Maybe I could jump into this one and exit out for later. Well, number 18, which we're really on just number 10, but we'll just jump to number 18 and I'll exit. Looking at the person's current lifestyle, example, I'm just, I like to smoke out and chill, versus someone a man that's just trying to do self improvement and evolve, that's trying to grow in life. You want to look at that. Like, I'll test people with different questions. I'll be like, well, what are some of your favorite restaurants? I'll find out how refined they are. So if they say hibachi grill buffet, stuff like, just saying Red Lobster, no shade, but if none of them, or if it's just these rinky dink chain places, it lets me know that 9 times out of 10, they ain't never been nowhere. Because none of my favorite restaurants are going to be places like that. Yeah, they are going to be like 5-star restaurants, basically. But if none of the places they named are on that, I'm like, look, I don't have time to put this person on and refine them. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. So look at the person's current lifestyle and see if that fits into where you want to be. Because remember, we're not trying to change people. We're not trying to change them. We're trying to meet them and see where they are and see if that works for you or not. All right. The next thing I have here on my list, you guys, is reciprocation and reciprocity. Reciprocation and reciprocity. Is this person thoughtful? Are they exchanging your energy, or are they just taking it? Are they just taking your energy, or is there a real exchange going on here? And that's the person who don't really want to make the investment. And that should never be good enough. That should never be good enough. And then you need to protect your energy as well. Like, if I'm on a dating site, like, some things are just common sense to me. Like, if you're on a dating site and you already have X amount of pictures, and then you start texting somebody, send me some pictures, before they even took you out or any of that stuff, like, you're already asking for too much. You're already asking for too much. Somebody with common sense could just screenshot something off the profile. Like, it already lets me know where this person is. Like, you want to load me with me to load you with a bunch of pictures of me. We haven't even met yet. Aren't the pictures on the website enough? Come on now. There should be other stuff you need to be focused on. And then that it's a physical thing, which, yes, men fall for their physicalness, but refined men know how to not just lead with it. It's not like this obvious thing where you're going to be feeling it. They know how to mask it some. Like, yeah, they want it just like the other man, but they know how to be refined about that. Goodness, have some refinement. Yes, so reciprocity, we're not taking that. Mm-mm. We're not taking that. People aren't going to just be emptying our cups, taking our energy, beautiful energy, and leaving you on E. And a lot of times, even if you jump physically into sex with someone and stuff, you'll feel that. You'll feel so drained after that sexual encounter. You might be like, well, Coastal Kid, we did a lot. Okay, all that to the side, but energetically, like, when you're feeling zapped that day for days coming, that person just took energy. They took some of your energy out of you, and now you have to replenish yourself, because you must have slept with a bad energy at that point. I'm serious, you guys. So even with the sexual energy, but even before you get to that, you have to gauge all these other things to try to, get to know. So number 12, we're going to look at a person's or that man's endurance and tenacity. This is his ability to see things through. What has he finished and completed? Like, damn, did you even finish high school? Did you get a GED, something? Like, what you got going on here? And I'm not saying, there's a lot of millionaires in real estate and they didn't go to college and stuff. But guess what? They had endurance and tenacity to get in the real estate game. Okay, and to secure like 100 properties and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So look at this man's tenacity and endurance, because you don't want somebody that's going to be a runner. Okay, this helps with the runner energy. Like as soon as stuff hits the fan, because when you have endurance and tenacity, it means that you're a problem solver. It means that when things get challenging, you get creative, you find a solution. You're not just king exit as soon as something goes, you feel like something went to the left field, because you're emotionally immature, because you never worked through nothing, you never seen nothing through, you don't know the value of anything. You don't know how to hold on to what you got. You don't know when to work through something versus when to cut your losses. So we really need to look at a person's endurance and tenacity. A man needs to have that, or else what can he really produce from beginning to end? What can he really finish? How can he grow something and have completion, build wealth, all of this stuff? He don't know how to be a finisher in life. Like, look, you just concerned with finishing your orgasm. How about finishing a fucking goal? Like, come on now. Come on now. Anybody could finish a orgasm. That don't take a lot of work, do it? Hi, Miracle 1979. Welcome to the live chat, sweetie. Yes, let me see what else have you finished before you think you're gonna be trying to finish something down here with me. Yeah. All right. And the next thing I have here on my list, you guys, you definitely want to gauge this man's behaviors when it comes to addictions. All right. And usually with addictions, they're going to be so easy to know right off the rip. It's an over attachment, it's act doing something in access. Okay. And the general addictions are sex, drugs, alcohol, gambling, and money. Yes, money. Hold on, you guys. Let me see who's knocking. Yes, and I had to add money because although, money is a tool, but it can't be your master and it can't be your king. It can't be your master and it can't be your king. You're supposed to master money. Money is not supposed to master you. So these are all important. Of course, if he has sex addictions, he's going to have a hard time being monogamous. Drug addictions, that should be pretty obvious. Those alcohol, they won't have the consistency and the stability in their life that we were talking about. And they're definitely going to be in codependent energy, because the original term of codependency was used for these type of things versus later on where it evolved into considering our actual relationships with other human beings as well. And good morning, Queendom Nation. And DJ says, hi, I'm glad I caught you live. I've been thinking about how I feel about love and hate for the same man. Also, relief when he leaves. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are going through a lot of cycles of ups and downs and hot and cold and running and chasing. And that is definitely draining for somebody like me. And, is going to be a deal breaker because I don't like people pulling on my emotional strings, my physical time. Like when those things are happening, there's some problems that definitely need to be addressed. There's instability where that's going on. Love and hate for the same man. Woo, yeah. And that also sounds like a trauma bond, possible soul ties, because that's what that type of energy brings. And then often it'll be more hate than love or more bad than good. And that's a problem too. All right, DJ. So I hope that you figure that situation out because yeah, that definitely doesn't sound very healthy. But yeah, we're gonna gauge a person's addictions, all right? Addictive personalities. And that person is definitely going to be imbalanced. Number 14, this is a big one. And I don't know how many of you ladies check for this, but I'm going to highly recommend this. All right. Health. Okay. Health, baby. Health. When's the last time you've been to the dentist? I don't know about you guys, but I'm really anal about the mouth. Like, and when you're a beautiful woman, they want to suck on your face and put their tongue down your throat. Like, first of all, you could catch a STD from somebody's mouth now. Okay. Okay. And if you can't even take care of your own mouth, why on earth would I be letting you even kiss me with your mouth closed? Kiss me even on the cheek. And damn sure, going down to my beautiful, well taken privates down there. I don't even want to be TMI with you guys, but we can laugh through this live chat. My bottom has a name. Yeah, she has a name. She has a name. Me and her, we have a really good relationship with each other. Okay. And she's very bougie. Okay. That's why we do our wax appointments every 4 weeks. And this is during my singleness. Okay. Because I do it for me. I love to take care of her. And the last thing I want to do to her is put her in a compromising situation because she will throw a tantrum. And she's very picky. Okay, she's very picky. And she don't like to be thrown off balance. Okay, we don't want no BD, we don't want no yeast infection. I like to have clean make love to somebody. It needs to be clean sex. It needs to be clean, baby. I don't like the bad energy, even none of that. None of that. I try my best. I try my best to make sure it is the way that me and her like it to be. But she has a name. She has a name and she cares very much about the health. Okay, baby? When's the last time? What is the self care, baby? Do you go to your annual visits? All right. And it can't just, okay, sometimes when someone's a gym rat, sometimes they do. That may mean that they're taking care of themselves on a high level, but sometimes it could just mean that they're just a gym rat and then they're not even doing the rest. Okay. Like, when's the last time you got checked for STDs, buddy? When's the last time, baby? All right. And when we're talking about health, we have to talk about the big one, mental health. Mental health. And, a lot of people may not want to divulge their mental health to you. They may not want to say, hey, I'm bipolar or I'm schizophrenic or I'm whatever, the mental health could be. I have paranoia. It could be all types of things. Like, I'll even like, do the person even have health insurance? Like, this talks about the person's stability too and their independence. Their diet, their cleanliness. Like, is the nails dirty? Like, how are they presenting? How does this person dress? Like, how do they smell if you even get that close? If they have a beard, do they get haircuts? Like, how are you presenting yourself, buddy? How are you presenting yourself? Shoot, if you don't know how to wash your own behind, that's you learn from your mama and the dad. Like, yeah. DJ says she sees paranoia. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times, with what you were telling me, there's definitely some emotional immaturity going on, which could, point to some mental health issues there, DJ. So, yeah, girl. Yes, girl. But yeah, let's look at somebody's health, you guys, all the way around. Now, number 15 is definitely looking into the spirituality aspects of things and religion. What is their religion? What is yours? I remember back in the day, I was very free flowing. Like, oh, I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim. Okay. Like, okay, you guys have a lot of differences. You're not really thinking long term. What about when children come in? How are you going to upbring them? Like, these things actually really do matter. Um, if you have certain type of spirituality practices, if you believe in prayer and meditation, they don't believe in nothing. Like, I don't know, man. If they're only just caught up in the 3D, they don't even represent or acknowledge that there's a light and a dark. They don't understand these things. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I like to know personally that a man does believe in a higher power than him. Because how'd you get here, buddy? How you waking up every day? Who created this whole earth? All right. So when a man doesn't have much to submit to, a lot of times that person could be very egotistical driven, I find, you know. And there's not a lot of zen with this person. They don't meditate or nothing. So I like to know their stances on these things. All right. Number 16. I'm going to look for this guy being a protector. And when I say protector, it's not going to just be like, oh, he's protecting me from a fight. Like, I need you to protect it all. Okay. Protect me physically. Like, this person isn't giving you STDs. This person isn't putting their hands on you. And then that goes into the sexually part. Protecting me emotionally because you're not abusing me psychologically or emotionally. You're protecting me financially because you're not trying to abuse me financially. And this is a big one right here. You're protecting my femininity. Okay. Protect my femininity. All right. Have some chivalry with you. Do you open the damn door? Okay. Do you allow me to rest comfortably in my feminine energy? You should be able to be feminine. You should be able to be the woman, to be the queen that you are with this person. They should be protecting that aspect. They should be, along with you, they should be doing it too, not coming in and disrupting it. Okay, like you shouldn't be disrupting my femininity. I shouldn't feel masculine around you because you're not in your true masculinity, because you have a toxic masculinity about you. Like, if I don't feel protected in that area, like it's a wrap right off the rip. Like, there's no way. That's a deal breaker for me. That is a deal breaker for me personally. And I recommend that to you too. Number 17, you guys, financial literacy. I'm going to tell you, I had a conversation with somebody the other day and it really, really turned me off that they didn't know what a CPA is. They came to me, they told me about their tax situation, and apparently, it don't matter what the situation was. They had a situation, and it's like, what do you think I should do? Should I go get a lawyer? Should I da 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 da? I was like, the first thing I would do is get a CPA. It's like, what's a CPA? And I understand, I have a finance degree, you guys. I have 2 college degrees, and they're centered around finance and business administration. The concentrations, the concentration, the concentrations are in finance and accounting. Okay, so I have financial literacy myself. Okay, and I know I don't expect everybody to know everything that I know, but I want this man to know the basics. You know, the basics. Like, you can't have all these Jordans and don't have a car and a home, but you want to get all the Jordans that come out 3 times a month or whatever. And I didn't even know this much about Jordans until years ago. I dated someone that were just sneakerheads, and I thought Jordans just came out once in the blue. He was like, "Oh, these are coming out." Da, da, da. I was like, I didn't even. Okay, Michael Jordan is no wonder. No wonder he making a pretty coin. These things come out a lot more often than I know, but this person was completely out of whack. They wanted all the Jordans, didn't even have a car, didn't even have their own place. This person was a homosexual, bouncing around with women. Yes. So it's like, okay, have some type of financial literacy. Do you even know your credit score? Do you care about it being good? Do you know what a W-2 is? Do you have a bank account? Do you have any type of investment portfolios, especially as you get older, ladies? Because Or you want to finance his damn retirement? Shoot, marriage, you need to have financial literacy too. See, all the things on this list, you should be having it as well, or else how you gonna engage it in somebody else if you're not even understanding it yourself? That's why you should be always constantly investing in yourself, because there's always new things going on in the financial literal world and the financial temperament and the world around us. That we need to, at least know these things generally speaking here. But yeah, marriage to me, and I know that it works out different for everybody, but you're talking to someone who's 41 years old now. All right. Marriage to me is about building wealth and legacy. So I don't see where two broke people should be getting married. That's just me. And I understand that people, when you're really young and you get married, that may be very well the scenario. But what is the excuse when you're older in life and do that? Like, if I'm already 41 and you're 40 something, or at least 30 something, you broke, two broke people, or even one, unless it's the woman that may not, you know, yeah, I'm old school. A woman doesn't have to out earn her husband in my book. I'm not the 50-50 person. That's not me. So that's not what I project here on this channel either. But yeah, we need to have some type of financial literacy. Like, what is their end game? When do they want a retirement, and how they gonna do that? I bet you if he ain't even considering those things at a certain point in life, like, you're going to be a liability to me. You're going to be a liability, and the last thing a woman needs is a liability. Don't marry into a liability. Don't marry into struggle love. Come on, you deserve so much more. And you could do bad by yourself, but you ain't going to do bad by yourself. You're going to be doing better by yourself than having somebody weighing you down. You were being financially, saving in your 401k, your Roth IRA, and you made some investments. You got your little Goldman Sachs account. You looking nice and juicy over there. And then you're going to go marry into some bum just to have some in-house peen. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, buddy. Like, if that's all you're bringing into my life is consistent sex, I want to throw up. I want to throw up because that's not how she works. I have a relationship with her. She doesn't work that way. That does not even get her extra moist because we already moist, right? We juicy. But extra, no, I'm not going to be turned on by that. I'm not going to be turned on by that. You got to come way better than that, buddy. Buddy. Okay? Because when you a queen, you deserve your king, baby. All right, so the financial literacy, it really matters, you guys. We have to, uphold that bar. And you know what? Think about your future kids. And even if you don't want to have any more kids, or if you don't have any, think about your current kids. And this is also, I'm going to throw this in here. If you're an older person and you're out here dating, or, eventually you will be again, think about your children's inheritances. A lot of times when women get a little bit older, they won't even remarry because they want to leave things to their children. Like, it has to really make sense if you're going to put somebody in that level again. You want them, if God forbid you pass away first, and you have to entrust them to do what's right by your kids, or you better have a lock seal type trust fund set up somewhere, or something to make sure your children get what they need, or this person that you married after you already accumulated most of your wealth and this and that going to run off and steal stuff from your children. Look, if you're an older woman, you better very carefully prenups, if you have to, prenup. You gotta protect your best interest. In these relationships, and everything that I'm talking about on this list is about protecting your best interests. Because guess what? They protect theirs. That's why they have no qualms with marrying a woman that's doing way better financially and this and that, and mooching and taking the breast milk. Okay? Don't let nobody play you. Do not get finesse. Do not get finesse, ladies. Do not get finesse. Especially for some basic ass reason. Like, Don't be basic in your mentality. Like you could be luxurious in your career, this or that, and then have a basic mentality when you're picking a partner. Don't do that. All right. So we already talked about number 18 a little bit earlier when we talked about the current lifestyle. So I'm not going to go back to that per se, but obviously look at his current lifestyle and see if that makes sense to you. Let me tell you something, okay? And this is something that I've realized as well. And you can call me what you want to call me. Oh, well, she thinks she's too good. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm okay with that. Now, someone tried to come with, uh, enter a dating relationship with me. And one of the reasons, there are others, but one of the things that I thought about is this person lived in a very raunchy area, very raunchy area. And I'm so protective of my energy nowadays that I don't want to go into certain areas. Just like I don't go to hole in the wall places, it's business establishments. I don't want to go to a hole in the wall area. I mean, you could be the nicest person, but guess what? I feel like I'm taking a risk every time I drive into your neighborhood, buddy. And I don't like to put myself around certain energies. Like I'm trying to even I'm leveling up the neighborhood I'm in right now, but I ain't gonna go to like a neighborhood that's 10 notches worse. Like, hell no. I can't do that. So if the person look, oh well, I'm being biased. Yes, I am, because I don't like what that comes with. I don't want to be driving in that area. I don't want to be around a certain energy. Yeah, I don't care. Call me what you want, but that's the deal. That was one of the deal breakers for me. I'm like, no. I mean, yes, he does live on his own, but I'm gonna have to constantly go into this certain area that I know ain't shit. That I know is dangerous. That's violence. That's crime ridden. I'm like, why won't this person leave this area? Is it worth the money that he's saving on the rent? On the rent. And that was another problem because the person was 53 years old. And I mean, I can't say, if you're renting at 53, blah, blah, blah. But as a man, I'm like, why didn't you want more than what you're doing right now? Because I feel like at 53, you had a lot of time to get home ownership and such. So I personally, if the person does not live in an area that is suitable to me, and it doesn't have to be Bel Air, but if it is, then it is. Shit, that's my call. I have to go where I feel comfortable, and a lot of times people get caught up just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. It may not even be your intentions, but don't even increase the odds. I divest from those certain types of areas, and I do that for a reason. I do it for a reason. So I'm not going to frequent it just to date somebody. I want somebody that wants more for themselves. Like if you living in the murder capital, your number one goal should be getting out of there, not dating someone. Okay? Get your mind right, buddy. But moving right along. Number 19 on my list, you guys, is doing a background check. Because people will lie. They will lie. And especially, and you can learn a lot from someone's social media as well, but I mean like the real background checks. The real background checks, criminal background checks, like just really, it's 2023. And these people who have the bad backgrounds, a lot of times they will not be forthcoming with you because they know that you're going to exit stage left. So they try to hold it off. They hope that you will like them more. And then when you finally find out, your feelings will override your logic and you're going to just deal with this. Mm-mm. So, when you're getting to know somebody, they are a stranger to you. I don't care how good looking they are, how comfortable they made you feel, how rich they appear to be. Okay. Because sometimes the most flashiest dress in person is the brokest. Okay. You cannot, illusions are real, delusions are real. Okay. And people are very manipulative. You cannot take everything, even sometimes at a face value, as though it appears. Do your work, Do a fact check. Do not be gullible. Well, he said, well, you don't, until it's proven, you're not sure. You're really not sure yet until it's proven. All right. And a lot of things about proven, other things about behaviors and patterns, it needs to be a consistent thing over time. Like you haven't scoped out someone's behaviors and pattern in one day unless they red flag you right away. Like people have done that in conversations with me, and I'll pick this stuff up and I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Like I'm really good at taking a person in. And it's good, you could be in that energy when you're not in a desperate energy. Like when you could take it or leave it, when you're really protective of your energy and what you got going on over here. Because look, I've worked hard to achieve a certain balance in my life, buddy. I work hard to be stable and da 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 da. I'll be damned if I'm going to let an outsider come into my life and start bringing all this friction and dark clouds and negativity and drama and chaos. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. There's boundaries around that. And I'm going to find out. And it doesn't mean that you cannot be fun and lighthearted during this vetting process. Of course. But you're a smart woman and you're educated and you know better by now. Okay? So yeah, we're gonna do the background checks. We're gonna fact check. We're not just believing everything somebody tells us, because people will tell you what you want to hear. You should know that by now. You should know it by now. So number 20, you guys, all in all, we're gonna take everything in. We're gonna take everything in. What the person is saying, what the person is doing, what is our gut saying, what is our intuition. We already done asked God to reveal what is He telling us. All right, we're going to feel the energy. We're going to tap into the empathic nature of ourselves. All right, and engage. Is this person adding to my life and making it better? Are they increasing? Are they hindering me, holding me back, stressing me down? When is this too much of an uphill? Is it an uphill battle at all? Okay, not even too much of it. Is it an uphill battle at all? Are we in different social classes? Like, well, you shouldn't be leveling a man up. He should be leveling you up, honestly, if anything, because that's the divine order of masculine and feminine energy. You should not be leveling him up. It's not your job to be putting him on and trying to come in and fix all his problems. Like that makes you masculine. You're the protector and the provider at that point. Okay. DJ is saying something. Let me see, honey. How about the guy who overshares about his ex and I've never asked in the first place? Yeah, mentioning his ex or whatever, or yeah, oversharing, yeah, that's an issue. That person still has their ex too much on their mind. That's what I would say about that. If this person is oversharing, I would be leery that their ex is still renting too much mental space, which means that they could darn sure be in their physical space. Okay, oversharing, that's he's telling on himself, and that's the good thing about being a good listener and hearing people, because they tell on themselves so much. If you would just be a good listener, be a good listener instead of being the one that wants to talk. Like if a man starts running his mouth to me, I will be quiet and I will let him talk, unless I feel like it's frivolous and I'm already checked out of the situation. I'm gonna let him talk. Don't interrupt him. Let him tell on himself. Let him reveal, intel that's gonna help you make a wiser decision on where this person needs to be or not be in your life, ladies. A lot of women are drained. They're tired of the dating process because they feel like the options aren't right. But more than not, this draining is coming from not vetting previous men enough, going in too fast. And, I'm not even going to say if you can't do all of this perfect, so to speak, and we'll put perfect in quotes, that he still can't be running a game and manipulating you. But the whole thing is, if you got your emotional maturity right, you won't be prematurely attaching to the energy. to the point where you can't let it go when the red flag is obviously in your face. That's when the problem comes. And you can't let go when a red flag is obviously in your face. And then you stay in it. And of course, that one red flag probably will lead to other red flags and so forth and so on. But yeah, don't be emotionally prematurely attaching. You're just vetting somebody. No matter how good it's feeling, you still have to err on the light side of caution here. Not fear, because you trust yourself and your emotional maturity to be able to gauge and protect yourself as need be. So it's not a fear, and it's not personal, meaning, if it doesn't work with this person, it doesn't mean it means I have to give up on love or there's nothing out there for me. Like, it's definitely not going to be that situation. But you'll stop feeling drained if you stop over investing in situations when you're still vetting a person and they haven't earned that level of investment from you. I don't even give a person a lot. Some men, they're cheap. They'll try to date you verbally, have all these hours of conversations with you before they even go meet you in person and take you out on a date. Have a boundary. Oh, I don't do that. You know, Phone conversations early on is meant for setting up dates to talk in person and stuff. That person is giving their time, paying their resources, planning dates with you, and making the real effort and not trying to lowball you and have all these free conversations and not really willing to invest in a higher level. Okay, don't let people get a discount. That's what people, they will take it. I mean, think about yourself. If you can get something of value for a lesser amount, would you want to take the discount? Shoot, I was just using my coupons at BJ's yesterday. Like, people want to take the discount, but it's a lot different when you're giving people the discount of your body, of your heart, of your essence and your soul, as opposed to an object that I'm buying from BJ's. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you have to guard that. And that's why in the Bible it does say guard your heart, because all things flow through it. And you prematurely attach, it's setting you up. You get in a soul tie, you're making these trauma bonds, and then it's making it a conflict inside of you. It's making it, is bringing confusion. And God is not the author of confusion and disorganization. Okay, He's not trying to set you back. He wants you down here to actually progress in life. But you have to know what season you're in. You have to know what's being presented. You have to know how to properly value things. You need to vet him to see if he understands the value of things too. Does he respect his own time? If not, he might waste yours. And he may not feel anything about it. How ignorant is this man and how aware is he? And this is all about gauging that emotional maturity. But I really hope, you guys, that this conversation has been really helpful. You know what I didn't mention on here, with the codependency? I did mention the codependency, but the pace of the relationship, that matters too. You're going to know. You're going to know if somebody is love bombing you or doing too much. On this type of channel, I got to insert that. I have to insert that. I mean, I talked about codependency and it goes under that, but I just want to specifically mention that. But you control the pace, honestly. You women have so much more control a lot of times, but when we're in the wrong energy, we're giving that control over to the man. And when I say control, you're not trying to control a man. You're just controlling what you're going to allow in your life and what you're not. That's what the control is. Because to me, it's not about controlling either party. I don't want to control. I don't want to twist your arm to treat me the way that I want you to naturally feel moved and inclined as a man to treat me. I want you to just want to lavish me. I want you to want to spend time with me. I want you to want me to take me here and there and whatever the case may be. I want that to be inside of you. If I got to suggest it to you, tell you to do it, you ain't feeling me the way I thought, or you don't know how to play your role, or you don't know how to deal with my energy. You don't understand my energy. And this isn't about somebody reading my mind either. It's just about how somebody approaches the situation. If you're a natural approach is to lowball somebody and give them the bare minimal effort, think about it. This person is claiming I'm looking for my wife too. I'm looking, you're looking for your husband. Then this is how you're going to approach somebody that could be your wife. This is what you want the first date to be that you tell your children about. This is the energy that you want to set in that, where this could be your potential spouse. This is how you want to start things off, buddy. You know, come on now. Come on now. Because I can't do cheap. And when I say cheap, it's not financial things. It doesn't just mean financially. Everything nice is not expensive, but often you do get what you pay for, if that makes sense. So you could do thoughtful things that aren't always just, hitting the bank up for the most amount. It's not always about that, because I've been to really expensive restaurants where I've had better food somewhere else, so it's not always that, but you'll know, you'll know, you'll know. But with that being said, you guys, I told you in a previous video that I have to deal with my storage unit today, because as I was saying, I've had it for like 2 years and I've been spending $300 a month on this storage. And this year I'm making some large financial goals, and I'm like, you know what, I want to snatch that 300 and put it elsewhere and break this storage down, and donate what I can donate, or sell what I could sell, whatever, and or bring the other pieces that I want to bring back into the home that I have now and make it work until I move soon. But yeah, so I'm going to be dealing with that, you guys. Sounds like a lot of fun, right? Sounds like a whole lot of fun. But, best wishes out here to those of you who are out here dating. Just stay patient with yourself and don't attach yourself to outcomes, because that's what dating is. You throw some back, and sometimes you go through a bunch of frogs before you get to that prince or that king. And the same thing for the other person. And for those of you who are taking a time out and just saying, you know what, right now I want to focus on me and my energy, and I have some goals that are personal to me, and I don't want to devote so much of my time to dating. Hey, that's fine too. Like, that's fine. Like, what you decide for yourself is fine. You might say, look, I never want to get married again, and right now it's just me, and I'm very content and peaceful with that. That's fine as well too. Like, I don't make these videos to tell you should be vetting a man or not, but if you are going to be doing it, I definitely want to just have these grown woman conversations with you about things that we want to make sure we're not overlooking, because we're so quick to want to get to the romance and da 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 da. But honey, baby, there's an application being filled out, and I definitely need to examine it thoroughly, because women have ended in some very, very messed up situations, and sometimes even costed them their life by not vetting a man properly and reading these signs. My next video, actually, you guys, is going to be attributed to domestic violence. It's very near and dear to my life, and to one of the things that I'm very tied to, wanting to help women through that. I want to talk about protecting yourself from domestic violence and making better decisions when you realize that you're in that type of situation, because too many women losing their life, and their children losing their mother, losing us. This woman was someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's mother. Okay, my mother, she passed away fleeing from domestic violence. So this is and that was when I was 7 years old. So I know firsthand. I've been in a domestic violence situation myself, but I got out of it and I never looked back. So I really want to empower you guys. That's probably going to be the next video that I put up here, in a conversation I want to have with you guys, because I really feel like women are not taking the right steps when it comes to protecting themselves in domestic violence. Once you see this man's capability, or if you're in a lesbian situation, which Studies show there is a lot with that because women, a lot of them in their toxic energy, especially, they're running off of emotions. So it can be even more domestic violence in those situations. But the video is more geared towards heterosexual with the men because, the women, they might be fighting and stuff. And yes, I have heard of studs killing, um, the feminine woman, but it is far more men. Okay, it's far more men, you guys, and I really want to address this because we gotta know how to protect ourselves. And this doesn't mean that you don't need to be in a domestic violence situation to know this stuff. You need to be doing this stuff for you now, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you're already in that energy, you're going to be better off. You're going to be one of the ones that 9 times out of 10, it won't even get far with you. You're going to weed him out. You're going to vet this man early on, and he won't even get to that part with you. But it's so sad, you guys, how many women have lost their life in these situations. So I definitely want to address that with you guys next. And there's also a subscriber suggested videos about talking about attachment styles. So I will be working on that video as well. I think that's wonderful. And it'll give you guys insights to how you attach to other people. And this could vary person to person because people can trigger your attachment styles. You may have a general attachment style, and I don't even want to make the video right now, right? But then it could be different with certain energies depending on how they're triggering you as well. So I want to get into that too. And then you'll be able to apply this to the people in your life, or, not just romantic relationships, because you have attachment styles in all types in all the relationships, right? So let me see. There's a comment here. India Jew says, great aspects you've mentioned here. Thanks for your input and good luck with your storage unit. Thank you. My next payment is due on the 7th. Can I do it, you guys? Can I get the items out of my storage unit before the 7th? How big is the storage unit? It's like, I think it's like maybe like 10 by 15 feet, and it's pretty full. 10 by 15 feet storage, yeah, something like that. So it's pretty full, you guys. So I'm gonna get off of here and get moving with the rest of my day. But thank you, India. I believe I can do it. I'm gonna throw it in the universe. Look, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I already paid this bill um, in the beginning of January. So yeah, I don't want to pay it no more. That's it. That's it. All right. But thank you guys for spending time with me. I love it here on the channel. I really hope that these videos and these contents are helping other people. I have so many uploads, you guys. So much good information. I don't want you to miss out on it. Always listen to my videos to the end because sometimes things dawn on me and I'll insert it. I'll be exiting the video and end up bringing up 3 or 4 more points. All right, so just learn my rhythm with that. But it's just because I'm a vessel, you guys, and God will say something to me, and then I'll just say it to you all. I thought I was done, and I wasn't. So God bless you guys. Continue to work on increasing your emotional maturity. And I know you can vet these men the right way. It doesn't mean that you're acting like some type of drill sergeant. There's a way that a sassy, sophisticated woman will know how to incorporate these vetting concepts into her own technique that flows with her energy. Oh, okay. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I want you all, if you do want a man to end up with the best situation possible and minimally the safest, okay? Even if it doesn't work out, because we're dating and sometimes it doesn't, but at least it's a safe experience for you, all right? I don't want anybody in harm's way because they didn't pick up on the mental illness, the anger and the aggression, and the different signs that people can tell you. And I didn't mention this, but will he look you in the eyes when he talking to you, or is he shifting around a lot? Okay, and that goes in with the communication style too. Check to see if he can look you in the eye when he's talking. All right. And when I go to restaurants and places with men, I see if they even know how to hold the fork and the knife, buddy. Like, because some of them like to fake the funk. They know they got to take you to a certain place, but do they blend in? Does their energy actually blend in, or is it very awkward? Is this person trying to take all your time. He's dating you, trying to take all your time. Is he too concerned with you dating other people and closing out your options? You know, because some men like, well, if I'm gonna spend $10 on you, I don't want you to be going out with somebody else. You ain't got no business coming into somebody's life after meeting them in one conversation, trying to shut them down and tell them to put all their eggs in your basket because you don't feel like you could compete. You know, I feel like in a dating situation, it's just that it's dating. Don't worry about what I'm doing. If you know you're the best one for me, I'll naturally want to close my options down naturally for you. Won't even have to ask me to do that. Okay, you will be putting me in so much of my feminine energy that I want to do this. And this goes back to the control that we were kind of talking about earlier in the video, but I just didn't hit that aspect. And you see what I'm saying, you guys? We was closing the video down and this is flowing through me, and that's just, that's what happens. That's what happens. But yeah, I don't like it when men try to dominate like that because they don't want no competition there. But when he know what he bringing, him like, please, she ain't gonna want that. She gonna naturally want to fall right on over here with me. Okay, baby. All right, you guys, enjoy your Saturday. And if you missed any of this live chat, YouTube will be re-uploading it, okay? Take care, you guys. Stay safe. Protect your peace. Keep them boundaries. I have videos on here for boundaries. I have videos pretty much for everything. There's over 1,000 videos uploaded, okay? Share this channel. Share the right. While they keep DJ said they want you to be one-on-one with them while they're still dating a bunch of other women. Right, right, right. She said half off, right? Like, girl, you got a lot to do, and you have like a week to do it. You got, and I work Monday through Friday. I work in corporate America, and it's pretty busy. So the weekends is when I got to get it done. You right, India. I am going, you guys. I am going. Yes, DJ. Double standards. They can kick rocks with that. All right, you guys. Take care. I love you. See you in the next talk.